The increasing number of scammers taking advantage of Medicaid expansion in Virginia. Since the governor signed the measure into law, the robocalls are ringing. So what do these scams entail? 13 News Now reporter Jacqueline Lee joins me in the studio with that and how to protect yourself.
Janet, state and local agencies are warning everyone to beware. These robocalls are not legitimate, and not only will they take your money, they'll leave you hanging when you try to get medical help.
Now that about 400,000 more Virginians will have access to Medicaid, it's been quite busy over at the Hampton Department of Human Services.
We're excited to help them through the process so that they will be able to get the applications done.
Director Wanda Rogers said she's waited for Medicaid expansion for a really long time because it will help about 5,800 people in Hampton.
It means that they will be able to get that routine visit with the doctor that they may have procrastinated doing in the past because there were not resources to cover it.
But some predators see this as an opportunity to take advantage of unknowing new recipients.
It's gotten much worse this year. The robocalls are every day and several times a day.
Gayleen Canoin with Celebrate Healthcare said the skyrocketing number of robocalls is the problem. Brokers that sell insurance in the form of a robocall or sometimes even a live person will call from local numbers and take your bank account information or credit card number.
And they say that they'll be in your area for a limited time. They have low insurance that will fit your budget.
But then these callers scam you instead.
A monthly fee is taken out of their bank account every month. And then when it comes time for them to go to the doctor or time for them to go to the emergency room, heaven forbid if they have to go, they have no coverage.
And officials say legitimate agencies will never call you directly, and if you do receive a robocall, hang up immediately. Both Canoin and Rogers said if you have any questions, contact your local Department of Human Services. Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.